Here's a quick leadership moment of the day from Noble Path Ventures. So, if you find yourself getting stuck micromanaging or struggling to essentially delegate effectively, this should help. I was talking to a very valued employee of mine today, and we were talking about the concept of leadership and micromanaging, delegating effectively. And essentially, there are three major things that you need to do in order to help yourself not do this and to be the most successful leader that you can. The first major thing is ask yourself, do you have the right leaders in place that you're serving and that are working for you? If you do, well, what does that mean? At a high level, it means, can you trust them to do the right thing when nobody's looking, right? Do they have integrity? If the answer is yes, then you're ready to move to the second bucket. So what's the second bucket? Well, the second bucket is all about the infrastructure that you've built. Have you built an infrastructure that essentially has accountability built in? So there are operating rhythms or standard meetings that you have on an ongoing basis whereby you have checkpoints, right? You're going to see what's going on within the business. But another component of that is, do you have the metrics in place, and do you have some systematic way to make sure those metrics are coming to your attention to essentially make sure that you can hold everyone accountable, but also not let anyone fall off the cliff if things get out of hand or are trending in that direction, right? Think of a football game. We track interceptions. We know if we have too many that we're probably going to run into a negative score. In the business world, we call those leading and lagging indicators. So do you have your leading indicators? Do you have your lagging indicators? Is it easy for you to see? And do you have a dashboard whereby when you have those ongoing recurring engagements with your leadership, you can see, are you healthy? Are you not healthy? And lastly, are the incentives aligned correctly within your organization? So if that leader who has integrity is working hard within the framework that you've established, then the question becomes, if they do well, are there positive incentives that are built into the business to make sure that financially they're rewarded, or whatever other form of rewards that you've built into place? What about negative consequences? If the system is designed in such a way that they lose a client or they do something negative to the business, that they also lose compensation and or those around them could lose compensation, those incentives are in alignment to drive the type of behavior you're looking for. So if you've got all three of those things in place, consider that as a leader, you can initiate an objective and say, here's the vision of where we're going. Step back, let everyone do their job, and know that A, they're going to operate with integrity, B, accountability and standard meeting points and checkpoints are in place, and C, the incentives are aligned to drive the behavior you want. And now you don't need to micromanage. That frees you up to think about how to grow the organization and how to best serve your people. So there it is. Do those things, and that will help with whatever you're doing in the leadership realm as it relates to growing things at home, at work, you name it. So what would I always say? Choose the noble path.